Hello, Justin. It is Monday, August 19th, and today we're going to go on a tour of the farm. I thought this might be a fun thing to do because when you and your family were here visiting us last, we never actually got an opportunity to go out and walk around the farm because we spent, 10 hours in Chuck E. Cheese's. Nothing against Chuck E. Cheese or anything. I had this idea probably 2 or 3 months ago, and I actually filmed a lot of this 2 or 3 months ago. It was supposed to be the sixth vlog posting that I was going to do for you. And as it turns out, I never got to editing it. I am very likely going to intersperse some of the film that I took 3.5, 2 months ago, whatever it was, and intersperse that with some of the stuff that I filmed today. So, let's go on a little walk. So we're going to start on the south side of the house, and we're going to pan over and visit the chicken coop, which we've been building for a few months now. Let's go say hello to the ladies, shall we? So this is the hen house that I've been building. Sorry about the poor camera work. You can see the roosts that I built for them and their food and water, and they tend to like to roost way up here in the rafters for some reason. They just like it up here, especially towards the later part of the evening hours. I don't know why, but they do. And these are the next boxes I've created for them. They have 6 amongst themselves. There's only 5 hens, but I made 6 nest boxes just in case they need more. And that's the hen house. Over here is the run area. I'm actually going to close the entire thing, and I still have some roofing to do. This is a comparison of film I took back in May from what it looked like back in early May. So in the past 2 or 3 months we've been busy building this thing. Let's pan back over. You can see the chicken coop as it is today again, and the big barn over here with my grading scraper. What you see here on the right is the 12 or so fruit trees we planted just recently, and my pile of chips, and my wonderful wife's big garden here. So the wife has been pretty busy with the garden over the past few weeks, and you can see we've had good success with tomatoes. They're not quite ripe yet. I forget what variety that is. These guys are the early girls, and they're not quite so early this year. They're still green, and we have some more over here. Bonnie Best, they look good, but they're not ripe yet. Although we have had success with grape tomatoes, doing lots of grape tomatoes this year. I think we have a few more here. Some good grape tomatoes we got going on. They're pretty tasty too, so good success with that. These are our strawberries. We've had some decent success with strawberries right now. We got some little tiny strawberries just starting to grow, and over in this part of the garden we've got some leeks. And behind the leeks, I don't even know what these things are, but they're growing and they're purple, and Nikki will tell me what they are. We tried to do broccoli here, and they didn't do too well. Oh well, I'm not a big fan of broccoli. And over here is my potato bed. The potatoes have already been harvested, and the garlic bed. And that's pretty much the garden. So leaving the garden, we can walk back up to the orchard here. We planted 12 of these about 1.5 years ago. A lot of apple trees and cherries and plums and things. And the one good thing that we've had so far are Liberty apples. A whole tree here of just these little cute Liberty apples. And I couldn't stop touching them the other day when I was filming this. And they are just adorable. And I'm a big apple fan, so there you go. And then over here we have another tree, different variety of apple. I don't remember exactly what variety this is. Might be Fuji's actually. And we've got a couple apples, one there and then one way up here on top. Not a terrible apple crop for the first year. And here we have the burn pile and a dramatic zoom into the burn pile. And here next you can see what the burn pile looked like a few months ago. And this is up at the northwest corner of our property behind the burn pile. And it's a pretty decent view. And you can kind of see what it looked like back in May. We just hadn't mowed the lawn yet. So it appears the blackberries are getting ripe this year already. Let's see, look at that. Yep, time to come out, pick some blackberries and make some blackberry cobbler. Now this is the view from the northeast corner of our property, and I'm panning down to kind of where you can just barely see the tree rows, and that's where we're going next. This is the middle of our field, and these are the Turkish fir trees that we planted just this January. There's another one, and I'll pan over here to a next one over here and kind of show you how that compares to the size of my hand. They're probably about 4 or 5, 6 inches tall at most. You know, about the height of a hand, and You can see my production assistant Apollo here helping. So a little further north on the property, we planted about 400 grand fir trees. This was about a year and a half ago, and they're obviously a little bit bigger. They're 4 years old. And continuing on to the northwest of the grand fir trees is an old stand of escaped Christmas trees that was planted in the early 80s by the previous owner of the property. These are all about 25 to 30 years old. Most of them are Doug firs. There's a few nobles in here actually, and we've been working on this pretty much since the day we moved in. I'd come out here and clear some branches and limb up some trees, and you can see my little log deck down there. And basically what we're doing is we're thinning these out because they are far too densely populated. Over here where I'm heading to is with my J.J. Abrams lens flare. Nice, right? This is kind of what the entire thing looked like when we bought the property. It was none of them were limbed up. It was just a monstrous beast to walk through. And so we've been clearing things out, taking out the dead trees, the trees that got out competed. And over here to the north, you can see what we call the swamp. This is or the wetlands. Not much grows here except for reed canary grass. If we back out of the forest and head back down to the driveway to the north here, the actual north, you can see my crazy tree, and this is pretty much where I got my tractor stuck. This is pretty much the northernmost part of our property. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. Hope you had a good time. I look forward to walking around the farm with you in person sometime soon. Good luck, Godspeed, see you next time.